Child, why I can't get through this book? It's like every time I start it, I just wish they would rewrite it for somebody on my. I'm trying to get through this book. This book is so hard for me to even get through. Like, I don't know what it is about the book, but I'm going to try to do this. Do you see this? Do you see this? Excuse me. Do you see this? What the? Do you see this? This is happening to my account. This is the fourth change. And I haven't had my DNA test. Oh, well, it's been over a year in September. September 18th, I'll never forget it because the day my mom died, and that's my daughter who godmom died's birthday. September 18th. So since September, that's a year, October, November, December, January, a year and 4 months. 16 months. In 16 months, my ethnicity has changed 4 times. And honestly, my Nigerian has went down. And I don't see what they're adding. It's like they're just taking ethnicity away, but they're not. I don't even see. I don't even see what they're doing with what they're taking away. Like they're erasing it, but you aren't adding up any of my numbers. My other numbers aren't changing. I love Ancestry, the DNA process when you're dealing with the tree. When you're dealing with ethnicity, you can't figure that out without blood. They're not going off my blood. They're going off somebody else's blood. And that, you're judging or you're estimating. If I'm not mistaken, ain't that what? If I'm not mistaken. Ain't that what that is? An estimate? Ain't that what an estimate is? Roughly calculate. Judge the value, number, quantity, or extent of an approximate. This isn't a noun. An approximate calculation or judgment of the value. You're still guessing. You're still guessing. I don't know where my numbers are going. Like when you change my ethnicity, where are my numbers going? Like if something's going down, something should come up, right? So I had to catch this because the last time I did this 3 times. I wanted to actually share this process. I know that this is entertainment. I know that this part is entertainment. First of all, you say estimate. You should have just said we've updated your ethnicity, then I would probably be more inclined to actually believe it as a fact. This makes it not a fact. It's either a fact or not a fact. An estimate can be proven a fact, but once it becomes a fact, it's not an estimate anymore. Right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Sometimes I be thinking that I just be going too hard. I don't know. I don't think I be doing it. Early easily access your family tree. Link to this DNA test. My tree is backed by DNA. This is why I have so many grandparents. Nobody. I don't believe nobody know all their grandparents like that. I can't even keep up with them on the screen. Hold on. We added 8 new ethnicity regions in Asia, Africa, and Oceania. Never America. Like I don't even have any indigenous American in me. Like they can't see my grandma. Now they can't see all the people on my tree. I'm eating cornbread. Cornbread and syrup, baby. When I start messing with my tree, I be feeling like, I'm not even gonna say this right. I be feeling old. Like I be wanting things like my mom and my dad and them. Not my mom, that y'all, my legal mom. It's like I don't know, I can't explain it. I be wanting stuff that remind me of my family that I remember. Put it that way. So as soon as I jumped back on here, I was like, I want some cornbread and some turtle. I used to eat that when my mom was living. But that's not all. We also made big improvements to our existing ethnicity regions. I tried to move the microphone so I wouldn't be the microphone on my earphones. This is my studio earphones. When I'm doing my little recordings on my phone. People with a long family history in more than a dozen countries could see big improvements in their results as well. Well, you need to improve my American, but see, they got all these. See, I need to start screenshotting it. I don't see no difference. Oh, you know what? Let me screenshot this. Oh, no. I'm hitting the wrong thing. Just in case it is a difference. What is it? Just take the whole thing. I can see it in the red. Thank you. I'm scared. Let me read more. Oh, no. I don't want to know that big. Go back. I'm tripping. What's the deal? Oh, I see what they did. They completely erased over here. Because before, that's what they did. They try to make sure that I don't know that I'm indigenous. They want to use all of this, which mainly this is in my tree. I don't know where this is showing up at, but it could be the one slave and the other slaves that I probably will never be able to find their names to, because there are enslaved people here in Maryland that I match on my true ancestry. So this could be the area they're coming from. But that's an admixture. That's an admixture. This is more who I am. If anything, I'm an American Euro. I don't want to put European first. Because I don't have nothing BC over here. Now I got BC over here. They don't want to show this. They don't want to show nothing over here. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, this don't even make no sense. I don't see what went down, what went up. So you're gonna tell me I'm only like half African? I don't even believe, like, I don't this doesn't show up in my tree. I should have way more slave laws all the way up to what, the 1800s. I'm hitting the 1800s really quick, so it's not like, that's probably why they be playing with mine so much, because I'm getting to the important part so fast. Like one generation, I'm in the 1800s. For real. One generation, I'm literally like in the 1800s. I don't care about nobody's marriage. Not them people anyway. Them was German people. I'm saying I don't care about them, but they're just irrelevant to what I need to get done. I like this map. I never seen Greenland look this big though on a map before. So what they did was what? Erase my United States communities? Because that's what it looked like they did. I mean, pre-U.S. communities, to be honest, because my family was here before that. Like, what is going on? Oh, they complete. I'm about to say. These are my indigenous peoples right here. This is my DNA community. Now, this makes sense. But they missing half of us. But you got to come up here. You got to come from Deer Park, Deerfield. You got to come over here. It's the whole dang shore, okay? The whole dang shore. There are a lot of relatives on my tree. I don't have their location on them. They're further back. Normally, if there's historical information that I can get to quicker, I'll add it. But I'm like, it's a lot, and I have to pay for it, and I'm already a single mother. Trying to maintain $40,000 of medicine every month, every year. Excuse me. These are my family members, and we were here pre 1700. Well, we were here, but they weren't recording us because they weren't here. Then they're saying they're from Nigeria, Cameroon, Congo. No, you're using the admixtures. You're using the admixtures of people that you forced, breeded, and raped together, and all of that. That's what you're using to stand on. It's not working. It's not working. I got too many original grandmoms. Look at them. How you click off her? I'm trying to click my mama because I know that's my mama. And the ethnicity, what is it? We have to look. This is my living matches today. Where is Africa? I don't understand it. Somebody's done a test over there. I don't believe that they haven't. Why is everything here? And this is the Samoa Islands. Whoa, wait a minute. What's this? Oh, they trying to be funny. I believe I have this correct as per what information they've given me, or they're picking and choosing to use. Because you're not going to tell me they don't have documentation on these people in South America from the 1500s and these Yorubas from St. Martin. They're using the people that mixed in with my family over here. I don't have any African ties. I wish my mom was living today so I could actually hear her say, African what? And just because somebody forced sex on somebody, that's I said my African ancestors. My mama. And up here, the Snyders were more up here. Margaret Stewart. Matter of fact, they probably gonna pop up. I'm gonna do this. Okay. I don't want to click on it. It's them immigrants. That's the immigrant right there. Like these are all the people on my tree. Why don't they say African slaves, most enslaved black people? Why you don't say African, Mali, Cameroon, whatever slaves? Identify. This is what I'm saying. They playing too many games. I don't like playing games, and I know when somebody playing games with me. Oh, I didn't know y'all was okay. It's over here. 1700. Now these are they gonna pick the immigrants. Okay. Well, they're probably the only ones with pictures too, because most of our family ain't doing this. Look at all these. These are all of them Benz. She probably own Benz. This is our population. Enslaved Virginia spirituality. Yeah, a lot of my family was building churches. So I see where I get my drive from. Look, now this is just the Virginians. Everybody overlap. I got a couple of cousins that's on both sides. It's not really like a lot, but there are a couple. And they're actually distant. It's just I have so many people on my tree. So people can like you're linking out further. I'm happily abstinent because I don't know who's who. I really don't. You can be white looking. I got white aunts and uncles. Like, I'm just keeping it to myself. Keeping myself to myself. I'm lucky Gina came out. Okay. This is my grandfather. Oh, let me not show my cousin. Beautiful cousin. Oh, that skipped all the way down there. African born free man. But I don't understand that. How you African born and free? That don't even make sense from your own narrative. White settlers were coming down the Great Wagon Road. This is my family members. Like multiplying. Okay. So in 25 years, we did all that. Okay. How you gonna say? How am I supposed to claim descendant of slavery when if look my second great grandfather? Yeah. Get my Alice. How can I say I'm a descendant of slavery? Well, I can't even find the so-called top of the tree with any slaves on it. All I see is immigrants. And those people came over here with white status. If they was in any slave thing, I think that white slave, now look at here. I think, yeah, because we all came to Philly. This is my mama's side. But, so, yeah, that's my mama's side. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about with this map over here. Because I never really noticed the map I be using on my background. I never noticed the 1700. Did I click it? Okay, so clicking it ain't important. Anyway, you know the map that was behind me, the background, where you can see the United States and it says 1700? That's right here. And that correlates with my tree when I ran into Massachusetts for the first time, which makes sense. Like, how are we here and not everywhere over in Canada? Not Canada. Not Canada. I don't want to click this. I clicked it. But like, if I know I was born in Philadelphia, there's no way like the rest of my family wasn't in the area. And this is 1925. My mom was still here. I think she was born down south. And then when she got a little older, it was so bad down there they moved. So that's Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina African Americans. I'm not an African American. I'm an African Euro. I don't even want to put Euro first. I'm an African Euro. I mean American Euro. Like I see you saying that, but the fact that Mansa Musa is not older than Ramses, that they were already over here. We were sharing drugs. I know. They was already over here. Like Egypt was already here. Whether you want to say this is Egypt or they both went to Egypt or whatever, I don't care. Those people were here. I learned that from the show of Morgan Freeman on The Quest to Find God. There's a little clip in one of those series. If you pay attention, the lady tells you the Egyptians is coming from over here, leaving a funeral procession. They have it on their tombs. So, like, that clearly is a common knowledge, unless you went to Egypt, which most of our revolutionaries did. And when they came back into talking, they got killed. So maybe they saw the same war Morgan Freeman saw. See, this was war. This was a lot. This is nothing but war on us. 1775? Yeah. So in 1750, come on, yo. If I was like African the way they're saying, and all of these people were descendants of Africans, descendants of the African slave trade, not descendants of the United States enslaved slavery. I don't think that's the same. They may have ended up with the same results with a diluted identity, but I don't know. Did they? I don't know any Africans. I didn't grow up around any Africans that were like literally from a family that said Papa was snatched. And the daughter's telling her son, and the son is telling her daughter on and on and on. Then I go to school with one of these descendants, and they say, I was snatched. And then, like, I'm listening. I don't know anybody. I would love to meet someone with this history from America. Like, you lived here so-called 300 years. 300? I go back way before the United States. Look at this. This is amazing. My grandmother Cordelia was born in 1884. 1900, my dad was about to be born. And this is my dad's dad. That's my dad's dad. Now, my dad's dad, I believe he definitely had African slaves, and I believe in Maryland, this is who those antebellum Maryland, that family is linked to this grandfather. So yes, I have slave relatives, but that don't negate all the other people. I don't understand how I'm supposed to pick and choose. See, and they say black. They don't say African. If we were African slaves, why didn't they just put African on the freaking census? Black says concerning one of the African groups. So I don't really understand. I really don't understand that part. And then even doing this with splitting what did I get from who, it's not really working. And I want to call them and let them know. Oh wait, did this change? Did they put Scotland over there? They've been looking at my paperwork. Hold on. I think I see what they changed. Cause I'm like, ain't no way my mom got Scotland on her side. That's impossible. That's what they did. That's what they did. They moved Scotland from maternal. This is this. No, that's Europe. Scotland. Where's Scotland? There we go. It's on the right side now. But then again, it's not. How is Scotland and Ireland so different? See, this is weird because I don't have a lot of immigrants on this side. They really came for this side because they were rich with land and well documented because of it being Virginia. A lot of stuff happened here that's lost to the source on my maternal side because the Lenape, Georgia, South Carolina, you know, all them lynches, they was in there killing people. They wasn't taking no. It's just terrible. This isn't as distinct, but there's a lot of dead ends. Let me see. Let's do all. Let's take off Nigeria. See, I'm starting to believe this is maternal and this is paternal. But I don't know because you only get half, every child gets half of both parents. So, or a percentage of both parents to make a whole. So at the end of the day, it's still other things out there that could show up. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't believe this. It doesn't make any sense. So somebody's less Nigerian. See, this is weird to me. I don't really understand. Now, Molly being only on one side, I don't know. Like how I don't know. That's the first one that's on both sides. One side. One side. See, how Scotland and Ireland is on two different sides, I have no idea. See, this, I believe, yeah, England. I don't know. I don't even know how they separate them people. Because were y'all taking their blood before they got here? I don't know. I don't make any sense of this. This doesn't make any sense. Only thing I can say, looking at both of my families, I would presume that my mom's side would have. I don't know. I don't know. And either or, it's not enough people. It's not enough Africans. I should be like, I would want to be what, 80%, 90%. Then you got these, see, inheritance is randoms. They can be passed down unevenly or not at all. How do you estimate randomness? Like that's crazy to me. I don't really get that. So I don't know what they changed. They said they updated my ethnicity again. I don't know what they did because I don't see nothing. All I see is all these little numbers. So what does so you saying I'm only 38%, I'm 36. It's not even 75%, is it? No. Oh, all these little numbers add up to something. I this just no, I do believe there are slaves that were caught here between the Portuguese, Spain. I know they was catching my people over here was catching hell. So I'm not going to act like there are no ancestors that can be African coming from right here. I'm not gonna do that. But this wasn't Nigeria in BC, was it? I don't think so. So it's just like, are y'all basing these ethnicities on ancient history DNA or modern populations? If it's modern populations, I can't. Come on, we've been running back and forth for hundreds of years. Y'all that immigrated all these people over here mixing in. Our people probably been over there. It's been so much stuff going on. It's other variables. So I don't really know what against a worldwide reference panel. You're not going against my own blood. I just want to know what let me see. What that say? View previous estimate. I would like to. This was updated last July 2022. Where's the estimate? Oh, here. Oh, I done got less. Okay, I see a change. Oh no, I gotta take a picture of this. So yeah, like I said, I'm getting less Nigerian. But okay, yeah, I want to see if something's going down, something should be going up, correct? It's usually hard to take a picture from here. My phone saying, no, we're going to get this right, sis. Okay. 885432 1. Oh, so, okay, and this was April. So why did they change it so fast? This was done in July. Your current ethnicity was done in July. So why did they say they updated it? Matter of fact, let me get that PDF. Give me that, just in case, because thank you for providing a previous estimate. So let me go back and compare. 4. It said 88. Hold on. So it went down one more because I was 44% Nigerian when I started this shit. It went down. This went down one from 36 to 37. 37 to 36. Whoa, Cameroon, Congo, and Western Band 2 went down a lot. It was 32%. It went down 28%. Come on now. Mali was 8%. It went up to 12%. That's here. Benign Togo was 5%. It went up. Wait, no. Hold on. Where did Eastern Europe go? England and Northwest Europe was 8%. It's completely disappeared, which don't make no sense with all them Europeans on my damn tree. But they're probably grouping them as African because they were not fucking white. I know, excuse my French, but I get excited about this. Those people was not white. They was free blacks. They came here under the guise of colonism, and they was free blacks. I have documentation. I thought I was gonna pull it up a while ago, but I this baby daddy drama with that branch. I kind of hid him, the other guy, because I don't know who's who without a DNA test. To be honest, since the daughter got everybody's name. It reminded me of my first two boyfriends. My first boyfriend and my husband had for the same day. Weird. So Mali took England and Northwestern Europe's place, and it went up 4% because England and Northwest Europe was right here. Actually, it was right here. Okay, so Mali went up. Oh, they added more. That's why. But not so when they add more, you're separating a group. Benin and Togo was 5%, and it was 6%. Ireland, see, it's switching up on me. Oh, see, they must won't even count on this before. So they went down to Ireland. Oh, they added Ivory Coast. Oh, no, I had that already. It was 2%. That didn't change. Okay, Ireland was 4%. Now it's 2%. That makes 0 cents compared to my tree. 0 cents compared to my tree. The last thing, it should have, if anything, it should have went up. Okay? Southern Bantu peoples, 1%. That has not moved. Ivory Coast and Ghana, 2%. That has not changed. Senegal says 3%. And that has not changed. See, Ireland says 4%, right? Let me see. Scotland, Ireland. Yeah, Scotland's not even on here. So Ireland is 2%. Scotland is 3%. So Ireland went down too, and that really, really, really doesn't make sense. So England and Northwestern Europe was 8%, and it went down to 2%. This is bullshit. It should have went. That should have went up. That should have went up. Sweden and Denmark 5%. They didn't even have this as one in April. So England, Northwestern Europe. What? Yeah, this is weird. They're not going by my tree. I don't understand how you're getting my ethnicity from a group of people outside of my family. I don't really understand that, but there is dramatic changes with that. So I want to take they don't offer me this in a PDF. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. I would like this in a PDF. I can't believe they told me they updated it. And I'm like, what did you update? Looks most like. This is a guess. because it keeps changing. So if somebody moves over there and becomes a part of the reference panel, it's going to change again. I'm not interested in this type of wishful thinking. This is just, I might as well just say I'm black if I'm gonna do this. I don't think an estimate can be a fact until it's proven a fact, and once it becomes a fact, it's not an estimate anymore. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. Peace and love. I hope all is well. I had to jump on here. I ain't even gonna lie because I wanted this on I wanted this on the channel. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't go all the way through lines. They may have found some my moms and pop-ups. I doubt it though. And if y'all saw this pop out, y'all would be like, that's your pop out? Yep. The Indian and German mix ain't no joke. I don't know what updated mean. What do that mean when they say updated? I never saw that before. See, this is what I like about through lines. That's my dad. Oh, now he born in 1908. It just keep changing. My brother was murdered in 97. My dad died in 98. I didn't even know. And that's probably why my mom stopped me from coming to my brother's funeral and left me out of the obituary. Like, y'all have no idea what it's like to be a real secret besides being black. Being black, you're a secret. I was a secret in a secret in a secret. I like it now. It doesn't even matter. Like, you know. Okay, so I don't understand what was updated. Do I need to go to like his? We don't even know who he is because he was born to a slave. And this is information coming from the direct descendants in their tree. So it's like, whoa, let's just review it. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they ain't gonna let me see that. That's what I mean at. But this is my third great grandfather, child of a female. I'm telling you, I really believe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe those people at that place, that antebellum place, are related to these people and they came from Africa. And because their African blood is mixed in with our blood, Ancestry is choosing to just focus on just the people that the admixture instead of the base DNA. Because you got, like, if you're in Africa, or say you're in Asia testing the Asian people, then you're going to find what similarities I have over here with these people. But you're leaving out the context that wasn't we in Asia first? We wasn't in America first. Nobody, I don't know. Wasn't we in Asia first? Because I'm not saying that that's the true story, but from my DNA, I never went to no 9,000 BC on any map until I hit Asia. And that would explain me having having my blood identified with Beringian peoples. So I haven't been up there. And I know my mama's side ain't been up. I know my family ain't been up there. They ain't been all the way over there. They've been too busy trying to live in America. You know, they ain't been traveling and vacationing. They've been at war since 1776. I don't know. I don't know what was updated, but okay. Let's go back. I don't know why they say updated. Now let me refresh it again. Maybe they must got some information they want me to go pay for. I'm not doing it. It'd be nice to have. I remember one day I used to come in here and it'd be like potential grandparent, potential grandparent. This my papa too. Look at him. We got our nose to like a lot of these people favor. Oh, that's Miss Brown's papa. Oh, one new DNA match. Yeah, that's probably updating to my DNA matches. I'm sick of that thing. I'm glad they don't go off every match because 14,000 matches, my whole phone would have blew up. I have 14,000 relatives. Is the heat on in your apartment? Yes, it is, my love. Thank God. Because they've been taking us through it. We didn't have no gas for a while, but we doing all right. We got everything back now. I gotta go check on Gina. Should we baby alive? Why you getting stuck on me? I need a nap. That cornbread. No cornbread. I think I'll be playing on this. I've been eating comfort food when I'm doing this stuff. I know you never seen nobody eat with their mouth closed. I'm telling you. I was watching somebody eat the other day. I was like, all that air you swallowing, close your mouth so you can get the flavor. How you eating with your mouth wide open? You ain't eating enough. Swallowing all that air, you not getting no flavor. I'm gonna be boiling water soon. And yes, I do take donations. If you want to donate to my channel, support my homeschool, support Gina's graduation, all kinds of things. I know it's family members out there watching. You don't have to be like, oh, I wish there was something I could do for her, honey. There is. Um. Okay, I can't even get it back on now. I'm just gonna leave it. So I just showed y'all what happens with the ethnicity estimate. I don't know why it said I had an update and it ain't updated since July. But like I said, when I first took my DNA test and it came back in 2 weeks, number one, it came back super fast. Like they was literally waiting for me to just spit and the results was already there. then then my niece, my new niece, because I found siblings and everything on here from my dad. Stuff I had no idea. My niece saw my face and was like, "Oh my god, I never seen nobody look like my pop before." I was like, "Oh well, that's why they probably called me a little boy all my life because I look like my grandfather. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now that I know that, I'm not as messed up about my looks. That's what happens when you get adopted with fair skinned people. Colorism is real. I'm serious. They took me through it. I look like my family. Who else I'm supposed to look like?" So we took a sibling test just to be sure before we went any further. Because, we got kids involved. And 99.5% we got the same parent. Okay? So DNA is fine. It's just you have to know how to read the results. You can't just read the results and think that's just it. Like, you have to have the context and everything on the results. Like, my ethnicity has changed 4 times because I got it in September. Before the year was out, I was 44% Nigerian. That's the highest African percentage that I have. I would assume if I was African, I would be like 80%, 75%, considering all the immigrants that came over here boinking my moms and stuff and my pop-pops. I would assume, I would have other admixtures. But if you're telling me my base culture is African, why doesn't my ethnicity guess reflect that? It's not reflecting that. It started at 44% Nigerian. We're down to 36%. I don't really understand it at all. What I do comprehend is Mansa Musa is younger than Ramses. Didn't Ramses and the pharaohs from Egypt come first? Cause see, I watched what is that show on the Search for God, on the Quest for God with Morgan Freeman in it? It's like a few series. I don't know if it was like a whole year. I don't watch a lot of TV unless it's something that I'm looking for. There was an episode about Egypt, and I guess the god of Egypt or whatever. The lady, his tour guide, like, people don't pay attention. See, I got in trouble for paying attention too much. And when somebody tell me something, I'm going to either make you a liar or I'm going to outdo what you said. I don't know. It's just something natural that I got in me. Like you say, you ain't going to be able to do that. Oh, baby. I'm going to take it apart and put it back together. Oh, I'm going to do it. My grandma knew that too. That's why my grandma talking about, oh, you finally made it up here. Like, they really had my life like it was a game. It was a game, all right. It was a game. And I actually won because, yes, everything I said I was going to do, everything that they thought in their subconscious they were stopping me, they actually gave me ammunition to keep going. So, if you tell me you're going to tell me my ethnicity, but you're not going by my family tree, you're going by my DNA and some people over there in Africa who probably don't even know who you're using a reference panel. I mean, I get it, but why aren't you using ancient DNA? Why are you using toilet bowl DNA? I don't mean that like disrespectful, but I mean in 2022, everybody's all mixed up. Ain't nobody 100% nothing unless you've been in your area and ain't nobody been over there pointing your moms and your pop-ups. Other than that, you're mixed. You wouldn't believe my grandmom is white, but she was never white. They claim she African too because that's a lot on my dad's side. How is she that African? Are you serious? She don't even have melanin like that. But then again, when you look at my black and white picture, you would think that I don't have melanin. So I can't even say that. My sister said her and her are the same complexion. My sister is a caramel complexion. I'm the only one with my dead red color, and I am red. That's why Mama used to keep me outside in the sun. They was trying to turn me black. And I used to be like that too, because they had me in the sun. When I stay out the sun, like when I got to New York, I completely turned back to my regular color. I can see it even in my feet. My feet are so... and my hands, they light. Like my sister almost. My feet, it's like it don't get no sun. So I can the theory, hell people come from, no sun. I can believe that. Because that's how my feet is. But not that pale. But I can imagine if I never let it get. But I love when people say, don't do DNA. Listen, they already got your shit. They take vials of blood. You know how much blood they took from me when I was pregnant? Because they couldn't even understand what was happening, what was going on. I had a team of doctors. Then Gina came out red, like a real red man. Red. I fainted. I fainted because I never seen nothing like I seen babies born. I never seen anything like her before in my life. And she still, when she walked past, I had to be looking because she still scared me a little bit. Like, I just be like, where did we come from? Like, I don't even know what I looked like when I was born because they hid everything. They threw away everything. I don't got no baby pictures, no hospital blankets, no nothing. Okay? So, okay. The DNA is actually good when you're dealing with your family tree, especially if you had, say, a grandma that had children by different men. And maybe on paper, they all got the same father. You know, it's so many different scenarios. And I have a few of them on my, few of crazy scenarios on my tree. And it's like, really, without me giving up my DNA, I would have been at a wall wondering which one was who. How you going to know paternity without DNA? That's why I don't understand. Why are they doing ethnicity? Why isn't my reference panel my 14,000 living relatives that's on Ancestry? Why is my reference panel Africa or Spain or wherever? Why isn't the reference my own relatives? I don't understand it. It's like you want us to be seen in that light. But then again, an estimate is a guess. An estimate can be proven as fact. But, excuse me, once it is proven as fact, it isn't an estimate anymore. It's a fact. So ethnicity estimate, don't even, it's just fun for me. Because like I said, it keeps going down. I was 44% Nigerian. Now I'm 36% Nigerian. Mind you, they changed my stuff like 3 times last year. This would have been the 4th today, but I don't know if they changed it because they only showed me what they changed in, they're showing me July, June. Show me what they changed in April and June of 2022. So between then and the next time they do it, my God, I'll probably be like 10% Nigerian. Like how, I don't know. Like that's why and when there's doubt, I get the heck out with my, like I'm not investing my belief in it if I can doubt it. This is what happened to me with the church. When I used to get up there and sing, and then people start running through the church and running up the street and shaking and hollering and spitting and their dress going up and everything going on. I'm just steady saying, I say harder because I'm trying to see these people cut up. That was their Holy Ghost. This was I don't know what it was for me. It was like a power thing for me. I couldn't wait. I ain't gonna lie, I used to love it. I was like, I'm about to turn these people out. But then I used to go home and be like, Mom, why I can't get the Holy Ghost? She said, you gonna get it one day, you gonna get it. I said, well, okay. So one day I really wanted the Holy Ghost so bad. I was probably like 11, 10. No, yeah, I was in North Carolina. Yeah, we left. Yeah, I know. I was like 12. I probably was like 12. I was like, I want to get the Holy Ghost one day at church at the Western Assembly in New Grove. My cousin is pastor. I come from, my bloodline is filled with pastors, and my family down south, pastor, bishop, material. And me and them used to bump heads, but they gave me my space to be I like questions. I need to know things. So I was always asking my mom, why I don't get the Holy Ghost, but I can get a Holy Ghost to these other people? That doesn't make sense. I'm like, is something wrong with me? And if something is wrong with me, why are they receiving the Holy Ghost off of me? Because I knew I was drinking and doing all this stuff, trying to just cope with life. And I'm like, so how can I give them the Holy Ghost? I didn't tell my mama that I was drinking and smoking weed, but I knew this. So I'm like, so I'm looking at y'all like, especially one Miss Hattie, she used to talk in tongues, honey, and I used to be like, I'm doing all this. She's done it with me before. I sang it with some She was, I ain't gonna mock her, because I don't believe in it. But she was going on and on and on. She was pointing at people, and I was like, wow. I was like, I got the juice. I said, why can't I get the Holy Ghost? I want to do that too. That way I can feel like I belong to these people. So I always felt on the outside like I couldn't get the Holy Ghost. So one day I said, well, maybe if I give God this space, maybe I give God this space to give me the Holy Ghost. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to start it off for him. He's going to finish it. So I started talking to whatever I made up. And I started shaking it up, shaking around. That's what happened. I fell down the steps. The nurse in the church had to come and help me to the back row. They was like, we didn't think you would ever went down the steps. Like I said, I can't wait to get out of here so I go get me a drink. I could never get the Holy Ghost. But I don't believe that made me any less connected to a divine power. I just think that we had different avenues and we was coming to different destinations. Because I could not understand how I had this power over these old people. I couldn't do it to myself. And they never made me feel like getting the Holy Ghost. I don't mean no harm. My church traumatized me. Everything I did wrong, my mama told them, and it wound up in a sermon. I don't really know how I was ever going to get the Holy Ghost listening to this sermon being mortified. Like, that motherfucker's talking about me. So yeah, it never. I don't believe stuff just because people tell me that. Now, yeah, I went to school and had to listen to them people, but you don't know that didn't end well. So I didn't really believe them either. We had a nice, beautiful. I know she was African. She might have been British. Now that I think about it, Miss Smith from South Johnson. Everybody was scared of her. I just didn't like her. I used to go to sleep sometimes. I used to go to sleep as soon as I went her class. She used to be like, Miss Jones, wake up. I was like, girl, this is the worst time of the day. I got weightlifting first period, okay? After lunch, history. But your boy ain't talking so. I just wake up like, oh, so he's like, girl, it's time to go home. Mind you, I wasn't being rebellious. I wasn't going to sit there and that lady lying to me. And I know what my mother was telling me at home because I was sneaky. I was real sneaky. Mama didn't even know I was setting her up. She was old and she didn't really think that I had as much wit. I don't even want to say common sense because she already know. I used to take TVs apart, put them back together. She already knew I was from somewhere special. She didn't know I had wit to me. Everything they used to tell me is quite go ask my mama. My mama born 1914. She been all over this world. She been further than me. Okay. I even believe she got married in Europe. Because I can't find no marriage records here, but I got a dad. And I got his last name. And I believe they was over there changing their identity and everything. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that's been going on with our peoples. You'll figure it out when you go do your tree. So you said ask her things. And when she would tell me, I believe my mother. Or was somebody telling me in this classroom? That lady was older than them. And I would always say, I'm like, my mama older than you. Why I gotta listen to you for? Make that make sense. So they would just say, she's honoring. I'm disrespectful. I'm a rude little Negro. All kinds of stuff. I ain't care. I would be like, okay, that's fine. I'll be what I'm supposed to be simply because that is who I am. I've tried to be everything else and everybody else. I've tried to please everybody else. It never manifested into anything but trouble even me trying to follow behind people, I'm really not a follower. But I was put in a position where that's the only thing I could be. If you understand what I'm saying. It's just so weird how things happen through your life. And I'm coming to this point. I know a lot of people have seen my journey. I have came a long way on purpose. And if I can do this, anybody can do this. Like do a complete reverse. Like I literally put the car in reverse, spun that joint around and went in another direction. Only because I have this little girl. She's just so precious. She was just so precious to me. The most precious thing I have ever seen in my life. I don't know. Do people talk about their children like that anymore? Or their family and their loved ones? I don't know. I didn't grow up in a normal community. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I don't know what's normal out here, but I know what I want to be normal in my home. And I want my daughter to know who she is, be proud of who she is. I don't want her to think that she doesn't have a choice. Like, I never knew I had a choice. I never knew I had a choice to know. Because people were always, always pulling the strings. I'm so glad I got out on my own, to my own environment. Peace and love. If you have not subscribed to the channel and you would like to, please be my guest. I'm just sharing sporadical stuff on my journey. There's a lot of things that I don't share. I want to share, but I really can't share because I'm learning when you want to build something, you stay silent so that it can manifest correctly, because you just never know, you know, who would try to stop you, what type of energies are manifest against me. So a lot of things I'm not sharing, but I am prepared. I'm hoping for a graduation for my daughter, but I don't even know what to do because nobody's going to show up. Everybody, there are no grandparents. You know, my life is a little unorthodox, and this is another reason why I wanted to homeschool. I did not want my daughter to get to the day of graduation and look out at every other family member and just see me. Or see some people that really haven't been positive, consistent forces in our lives or in her life, because it's about her. And I felt so guilty. I'm like, graduations, like everybody is doing this and doing that. I raised my daughter 17 years. Nobody went out their way to do anything for us but the angels that we have. So I said, well, it's so much normal. It's just so much that's not normal with us. And then with the COVID and her being diabetic and me wanting to make the best decision for her as a caregiver and the best decision for me as a mother, and for her being my only family member, only active family member besides my cousins, a couple of cousins here and there. So, you know, I'm proud of being able to homeschool. I'm proud that she don't have to go through a lot of stuff that I had to go through because I already know who I am. Thank God. That was rough. Oh, you know what? I want to hear this mess about Harry. I have to get that book. Oh my goodness. They done took the video down. I can't wait to get that book. Harry, you got support in me, say. Look how I spelled that. Ethno. It's supposed to say ethno. Where's my mouse? It's supposed to say ethno. If food get any higher, I'm gonna have to I don't even know what to do, what to say. A food ethnic. Let me just write it right. They probably like, what the heck is that? I still would love to know how I'm getting less Nigerian. You keep testing my blood against somebody over there in Africa, I'm gonna be less and less and less and less. And Mali makes sense when you go to, well, actually, all that area makes sense when you go to my ancient DNA. But it look like to me that's what they it look like to me that's what they count is the ancient DNA, which would make sense for Africans over there because they're direct descendants of those people because they've been there. So it's like you just got to know how to see the results. Y'all going back to when Pharaoh, Egypt, it's like y'all want to play around with the timeline. See, I deal with time and I deal with consistency, so that don't make any sense. Unless there are more slaves that I have not found in my bloodline in my tree. That would explain. That would explain that because I have ancient DNA that places me in these areas. So that would make sense if they grab somebody in the 15, 14, 13s, 16, 1700s. They're going to have that ancient DNA from there. And then once they mix in with my people, but that's an admixture. That's not the beginning peoples. That's why it's easy for my aunts and them to be Native American. But if I come up, they're going to say my pop was African. That's still my mom, my grandma's blood. It don't even matter. And I do believe my pop Brown was probably African. Why would he be? That would make sense. But how does an admixture change my whole ethnicity background? It doesn't. It gives me their ancient relatives, if I'm not mistaken. If an African was grabbed in 1301 and sent over here, and this person messed with one of my moms in the 1300s, now it's 2000. So these people have grown, and kept on going. I'm going to share ancestry from my mom here and over there, so I can understand where they're coming from. But you gotta know how to read the results. I believe those results are reflecting my true ancestry, which is BC. That's not recent. Because that's another thing. If y'all are using a reference from Africa to get my ethnicity, why don't I have DNA matches for relatives over there? Why are all my 14,000 living DNA matches here and 2 are in England? Where are the 2,000 from Africa? Hell, if I'm supposed to be African, where are the 14,000 from Africa? I don't have not one, but you have a reference panel from there. You will expect me to believe that. Like, I don't even believe that. Because it looks like the reference panel for all of these nations should be their ancient DNA, not the modern population. That doesn't even make sense to do. And people that get money and make money should know better than that. Why are you basing it on modern populations? After y'all done made this place a toilet bowl. You know, put everybody in the bowl and flushed it. Think about it. Slavery didn't start with chattel slavery. Actually turning people into animals. Yes. That ain't nothing but the United States. I don't know. Yeah, I know slavery is wrong. Like, everything is wrong. It's like rape. Oh, it's different because I said okay, and then when I changed my mind, well, you still got to get raped. It's all rape. There are no Like, you can't put a spectrum on everything. Some things have to have a foundation. So yes, slavery is bad. Chattel slavery could be bad because people are actively witnessing the remnants and not doing anything about it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it. Like the girl who kept bringing up when her dad did that thing to her, she kept bringing it up. I heard her bring it up 6 times, 6 different videos. I said she's stuck there. Nobody ever got her the help she needed. She was gonna stay there. My mother was like that too. She was stuck where what happened, and nobody came to rescue her, and she didn't know how to rescue herself. Shit is real. Like I'm not gonna be stuck on anything. It is what it is. I'm not slow. I should have where my mouse go. I should have way more relative. I should have one relative match in Africa. You're not gonna tell me nobody in Africa is taking a DNA test. I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. I don't believe that. So I just showed y'all. Y'all can go back and look at this. I'm sorry it wound up so long. I got to talk. A peace of love to whoever is viewing. I hope all is well on your end. I literally showed you how the ethnicity changes, and I'm like on my third change, and it's been a while since it changed. So I'm kind of excited. I really thought when I opened it up, it was going to be like this big drastic change because it's been so long since July. It hasn't changed. Ooh, I saw somebody say family history. I love it. Peace and love, April. Texas. Peace and love to Texas. I am a freshman family history research major through BYU, Idaho. Beautiful. All great family history and ethnicity background questions you have. What genealogy family research sites do you use? I am on Ancestry. I've done a DNA. My tree is amazing. Hold on. Let me get my mouse. Here it is. I got it. Okay. I'm talking about I muted it. I didn't even. Okay. So I've utilized Ancestry with the DNA, and I actually love it. I'm planning on using 23andMe as well, and I want to do my daughter, but I have not done that yet. I have learned how to use, is it GED Match, GED Match? And my true ancestry, so fun for me. I love that. Genie, Geni. I like that website as well. That's pretty much it. And historical records. Historical records. Welcome to you. I am so glad you saw this live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope the audio is okay. Yeah, I use Ancestry. Matter of fact, I'll show you because I was just. Oh, let me share it. I was just doing. I thought I had an update on ethnicity because it's been going down since I did my test. It's been about 16 months, and I've gone from 44% Nigerian to 36%. Thank you. The audio is good. Thank you. So I was like, I'm kind of confused, but then again, I'm not confused about the ethnicity because it says estimate. So off top, I know that they're like guessing. Where is it? See, this is my tree. I have 1,251 people. And a lot of people say, oh my God, have you vetted all of those people? This here or Ancestry is the freaking bomb. They literally utilize your living relatives, and it's easier this way. They utilize your living relatives to build your tree, help you build your tree. So in the beginning, it was just on the Family Search Center's video and came to your page. God bless. They're here where I am. I cried when I saw that, especially when they said free, because I went into debt. I went into a lot of debt paying for a lot of this stuff. But it was, I didn't have any other, this was the only opportunity I was going to get before I was like everybody else in my family who has lived 90 and 100 years and died and didn't know who they were. And I just can't do that to me. And I have a child here and it's really just me and her. And I can't leave her here without knowing who she is. So I don't know if you can see this really good. I want to get it a little bigger. So we've got ancestors with new DNA. Oh, I meant to go there. I probably got new ancestors. No, there's no potentials. Ancestors with new DNA matches too. Ancestors in my tree, 124. These are all grandparents. I have 100. I literally found 124 grandparents. 36 on my mother's side, 88 on my father's side. And the results, baby, are no joke. This is my grandmother. She's listed as white. She's actually Indian and German and Irish. And it was so many immigrants coming to this side of my family. This is my dad, mom. And I'm actually the same complexion as my dad. Sorry. This is his mother. This is his mother. This is my mother's mother. And it's funny, I was adopted. And this is the main reason why I do this, because I was adopted. You know, most of us adopted children want to know, especially when you don't get the household. I don't want to say it like I'm ungrateful, because I love my mother. And I was on her tree until I did my DNA, and it just kicked me right off. It kicked me off her tree, and I can't, like, I put myself there, but it won't acknowledge that that's my mother. Because I've done my DNA. I'm actually done with my tree, to be honest, because I can go all the way down. I don't want to use that. It takes too long. My screen has been giving me heck today. It's gonna get stuck. Oh, here we go. Great grandparents. Second grade. There's so many of these people. Like, these are all my pop-ups and my moms. And they're all backed by DNA matches. Even if you see, like, my dad says 0, when I go to his great-great-great-grandma, look at my pop-up from Germany. I have tons of beautiful immigrants in my family, but I also have indigenous family members. There's more that without pictures, but I always go to her because I remember to put the Powhatan village sign on her, so I can always go to her quickly. So I'm trying to figure out, I want to be able to tell my daughter who she is. The people, they are super helpful and glad to help in any way they can. I can imagine. They're probably amazing people. Any way that they can. Very knowledgeable too. They look more into things to find answers if they don't know. Perfect. And really where I'm at now, because I have family right here. My great grandfather on my mother's side is from New York State. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. So what I need to do is sit down with some of my family members and figure out some of my family members. Sit down with my tree, pinpoint who I'm going to look into. And I found a little bit of fun information. Joanna Kellogg. I don't know if you're familiar with the Deerfield raid in Massachusetts. It's just amazing to be able to access this information through the church. Yeah, I was told the church has a lot of records. You should totally check them out since they're close to you. When I tell you I can walk to them, and I probably walked past there 1,000 times and never knew what they were. Because I was in a shelter on Lenox, and if I'm not mistaken, they're on Lenox Avenue. I looked it up. Like, they're literally on Lenox Avenue. I'm just like, wow. I'm going to definitely take your advice. I was so excited. I was so excited when I saw that. I'm not going to lie. I was so excited. And this has been a beautiful journey to be on and to know, like, I'm an American European. I'm an American European. Isn't that crazy? I'm just like, I just want to know who I am. I want to know who I am. I want to stand in the law correctly, and being classified as a Black person is not really a good thing. Now that I'm learning law and ethics and, reading the report AB 3121, it was like, it really put a fire in me. Listen, you need to stop. Figure out who you are. Don't let anyone tell you who you are anymore. Invest in knowing. What state are you in if it's okay? New York State, baby. New York State. New York State. And I saw Family Search online as a link, and I believe that I'm actually, like, I have a free account, but I never knew they had actual centers you could go in. And that's even better than I'm here. Well, everywhere I've lived at, I could have, if they had a place there, I would have found someone on my family, because everywhere I've lived at is where my family has been before me, which is kind of divine to me. So the fact that it's here, there's some information I really want to access. It's a lot. It's a lot. I get overwhelmed. I get emotional sometimes. It's a lot. It's a lot. So you act like you go to school for this. You picked a good, like, you're going to always be needed, like a health person. Like, the person that evolves is always going to know who they are, and they're going to need help. This is a strange process for me, I think, because I am. Even the good, the bad, the ugly, it's been eventful from the first result. I found out I was a secret. It's amazing when things happen to you and you're able to use them instead of them, like, just tearing you apart. I don't know how I did this. I just know I have some type of diligence in me, and clearly my ancestors are supporting me all the way through this, because I don't see anyone else in my family really looking for repair. You get what I'm saying? Like, when something traumatic happens, like losing your identity and then becoming a staple in a part of a nation that really hasn't been humane to you. I don't know how you live your whole life and die and not want to know what is going on. Where do I stand in this? Who am I to this situation, and who is the situation to me, and what can I do about this to make it better? And I really realized I have to start somewhere. I have to know who I am so I can know what people see when they see me. And it's a little disturbing, to be labeled. And no one ever got a chance to know who we were. But it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful thing. I'll subscribe for sure. Thank you so much. I'm on the journey to 1,000. I would like to make billions of dollars, my dear. No, I'm joking. No, I really appreciate your support. It does help me with my confidence on this journey. It helps a lot. And it's always beautiful, beautiful strangers. I'm in love with strangers. This is why I say I love you all the time. The random people, I'm like, I love you. I just love the balance of a stranger. It's like there's no biasness. Like if you were drawn to me, you were sent here. You want to be in my presence. So I'm just grateful for you and anyone else who catches this live later or caught it earlier before I gave them some attention. You're so right that your ancestors are totally supporting you and searching for them and becoming a better you by learning about them. Yes, and in turn, helping their descendants after me, like my daughter, my grandchildren, my nieces and nephews. I found my father last year. I have a sister, she's 70. I'm a great, great aunt. About to be a great, great, great aunt. I have to do it on my finger. I'm only 43. So it's important to know where you stand in the human family, They want to become linked better to you, even on the other side of life. And I believe that this is why they called me ornery, but I don't think I was ornery. I always wanted to know who I was. But the people I was raised around, they had been kind of muted by the government. So, it was probably out of protection. They didn't want me to know who I was because, they didn't want me to turn into no revolutionary that the government would come and kill. It's crazy. Over here, I was in Philly. They dropped a bomb on us in 83, 85. So I understand the reasons for the secrecy or the reasons for not wanting to know, but I don't have that. I want to know. I dream about them. They are always visiting me. I've been in trouble a million times. Like God is all in this. Like we're all connected. And I'm learning that and I'm embracing that. And I'm just, even the enslaved people, I want to know their names. I want to know what's their story, and I want to honor them. Even if I can find their people from Africa, I want them to know, like, your family is right here, and we share this connection as human beings. But the only issue I have is I was forced to only claim slavery. And a lot of my family was here before any of that stuff came about. So it's like actually realigning myself with life, period. And I believe it was already planned. It was already destined. I hope anyone else out there, I don't care what your background is, you don't have to have the slave story just to look for your family. It's something we all as human beings should do. Like Morals is something that we all should have. It's not something that's only for a select few over here or for those over there or for people with money. No, that's something that we all should have and something that we all teach our children, because I've been here 40 years and I've seen so many murders, and it's like I just see society just declining. And I believe I have part of the answer: knowledge of self. A lot of us have forgotten that matters. The family is important. You're so right. Oh, I read that already. I was all hype. God is definitely in all the family history connections. I'm glad you feel that way. I have to, because I fought for it. So a lot of people didn't want me to know this. A lot of my own people and a lot of people in control here. And I'm not saying like no one ever thought I would have got myself off that hamster wheel to even ground myself to do this. So yeah, I'm going all the way. I'm done. I'm literally done. As you see, I got 1,000 people on my tree. But now I want to see, who am I an heir to? I don't want to say I did this for land or anything, but I don't even know what I want. I don't even know what I want. It's still all so super fresh. And then there's a lot of legalities. I was adopted, so actually my tree doesn't legally apply to me, but my adoption was illegal. So like, it's just a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I want to build an entity that will be a safe space for people like me who have dealt with numerous traumas and broken families, to help start repairing that from a knowledge of self avenue. You get what I'm saying? I totally agree that everyone should do genealogy. Yes. And regain morals. Yes. And love for anyone and everyone. Yes, yes, yes. It's part of the problem. If I can't see myself as a human being and society doesn't see me as a human being, what lens do you think I have? It's quite animalistic. That's how that works. If you tell a human being long enough that they're monsters, they become monsters. So, like me, I have a demeanor that is very, some would say, abrasive. I can be, but I am more in tune with myself, and I know that I do have an overpowering way about myself. Now, when I started on my tree and I started finding these indigenous people, bands of the Powhatans, the Ecomacs, most of the tribes I'm from are extinct as a tribe. Like, that was the goal. Ecomacs. When I think about what these people had to like endure, and it just makes sense why I can't really say it like I want to say it on here, because I don't want anyone to think that I'm being insensitive to Native Americans or anybody else. Like I said, I have Native American aunts and uncles. My grandmother, the light-skinned one, gave away all her brown children during the Homestead Act in the early 1900s, which made my dad and his siblings, little children, slaves. So a lot of people's like, you got to get over this and you got to get over that. Well, you have to meet people where they are. I'm still trying to figure out how I got here. And my dad's 70 years old. That's not something that you just speed on past. And technically, I'm not saying condoning what he did. Had he not did what he did, I wouldn't have access to these older people so fast. My grandmother was born in 1884. I'm 43 years old. Is that common? Is that common at all? I didn't even know people at 70 could make babies. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't even know that was possible. And I know that it's possible because I would have never ever tried to find out. But it's just so many things that were done to us as a people that we're living out the remnants of, but we have no explanation of what happened. Like my dad died hating his mother. And I probably would have felt the same way because I didn't know what happened. Why did you give your brown husband and your children away? You're Indian. Now, I will say, I think my pop-up, her husband, has some enslavement on his side. And maybe from Africa, directly from Africa, because I found if you look, I'm gonna make a playlist. I have some DNA updates where I've been sharing some of my finds because they're amazing. I mean, they're amazing. When I looked, it's lining up. What is it? Antebellum Coacton Furnace, Maryland. There's a family of enslaved people there, and I do believe they were from Africa. I do believe that they came here on ships. And I do believe they are part of my family on my pop-up on my dad's side. I do believe that. But what I learned as I kept adding more people to my tree and getting hints and verifying and checking and looking, and I'm like, okay, I don't see me as a descendant of slavery by my actual genealogy. I actually see a descendant of war. Even down to the Aztecs that I match in South America. The Mexico slaves and the early colonial slave trades that I match in South America. The bodies that I match in Cabo, the bodies that I match in Panama, these are actual archaeological sites. So it's like the dilution is tearing me off away from God. Like it's separating me from God. It's separating me from God. Because I'm thinking, this is what they told us in North Carolina. We're slaves. We came from slaves, a monkey in a boat. This is what I was taught in school. I don't know how my mother let me learn that. If I had known that, they told my daughter that one time in school, she'd have been out in homeschool. Because you're a liability to my child's sanity. Your whole future. So I've been through a lot of changes, and I will say my mother did pull me out of school. And I'm grateful. People can see me as a high school dropout or you want. I'm highly intelligent. I never went to the 5th grade, never went to the 6th grade. I was skipped from the 4th to the 7th, and I was 12 years old in 9th grade. I just didn't have the right support system that I would have needed to actually achieve something. And I was in the wrong location. Johnston County is Clan County, baby, and you got to be a certain type of. I'm not a certain type of. I'm not gonna go along to get along. I believe in truth and justice and fairness, and sometimes I have to burn bridges because I'm not just gonna go along to get along with things. A lot of people may see that. However, I don't really know how they see it, but a lot of times I'm taking it as too much, or I think I'm better than, or whatever. I don't know what they be making up in their head. I'm just trying to stay alive. And I'm trying to replace a lot that was taken from us that no one wants to return. Like, no one wants to do the right thing. I literally broke down the reparations report simply because of what was in it. Government, state, local actions done by human beings. And it's all these pages of stuff. And they speak about slavery and it throws you off because you say, well, I wasn't a slave. Yeah, but these laws affected you as being black. So, yeah, actually, me finding out who I was is really about my survival. It's not even entertainment at this point because I'm understanding what happened to my family members. Like, there's so much land. Like, I literally threw up one day. Forgive me for being vulgar. I literally threw up one day because it's like it got so overwhelming. This one man was like all these thousands and thousands of acres, and I'm like, me and my daughter was sleeping in a car. I was in a homeless shelter. It just was overwhelming when you realize what exactly was taken from us. You know, and I know that's what's wrong with us as a people because even I'm uncomfortable around us. I'm being honest. I'm going down a dark street. Let me walk past me in a hood. I'm gonna peel myself. Hurt people, hurt people. We are out here hurting, not knowing who we are, and constantly being told that we're these things. Like it's even seeped into our own communities. We're like looking back and forth at each other. Like I just want love, peace, and justice. He definitely doesn't want you to feel separated from him at any time. But he and Jesus also understand your feelings, whatever you may feel in your trials, challenges, and obstacles. Yes, because he does know that everybody is not out here doing all of his works. I definitely really appreciate you. You are my godsend for today. Every live I'm gonna start assigning a godsend. You are my godsend today, April. And I got a niece named April. Peace and love to you, my love. Yeah, and that's why I know it's more about me learning to give ourselves grace. Peace and love. What's the word? Peace and love. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Welcome to the block. You're gonna have to watch this over from the beginning when you get time. We had a supposedly ethnicity update, but when I looked, I couldn't really. Oh no, I did it. I did it. I could tell what they did different. I'm less African again, more Mali. It's like I don't know what they're doing. It's you. It's a guess. An estimate to me is a guess. An estimate has to be proven as a fact. Once it's proven as a fact, it is not an estimate no more. Am I right or wrong? You saw genealogy and you had to stop through. That's what's up. That's what's up. I've gotten back to the 1500s. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me check. You can see it. Yeah, I've gotten back to the 1500s. I'm not gonna lie. This right here is actually the Massachusetts before Massachusetts was Massachusetts, the New England colony, the Deerfield raid. One of these captives, Joanna Kellogg or Rebecca, is my mama. One of them. One of them. We actually need through lines on to go back. It stops at fifth great grandparent. Let me see how I can tell you the easiest way how far I got. No, let's do this first. I actually have two trees. I'm adopted and I have my birth family's tree. Of course, through my DNA. Once I did my DNA, it threw me off my original tree. This is my biological tree. 1,251 people. I will do this because I didn't do this before. I'm not ignoring your comments. I have not turned my stream yard screen back on. This is my spiritual ancestral tree because I understand the fact that, as you can see, but I'm also in the 1500s here too because my adopted mother was born in 1914. I was born at the end of the 70s. Her husband was born in 1899, so they say. I believe it was before that. So I have access, baby, to stuff most people have to go through 14 generations to get to. I have access to stuff real fast. My dad on my biological side was born in 1900s, 1909, 1908. So I have, and this is my biological tree. So what I can say is, no, I don't want that. I've got, look, that's my cousin. I have beautiful families, beautiful family. I was 44% Nigerian, now I'm 36. So it's a little weird to me that I'm calling myself an African American. But why is that doing that? I want to hit through lines. Here we go. So this is what I love about Ancestry. Please don't look at my dad. It's like, no. I don't usually do this either. I'm just starting to show this. I have videos on my channel. I'm going to make a playlist today of my ancient DNA results. Y'all going to get a kick out of that. Y'all really going to get a kick out of that. And please comment and let me know what you think, because it is blowing my mind. So these are all DNA matches of grandparents. These are only grandparents. This is not their siblings or aunts and uncles. So I have 1,200 people on my tree. I have 124 grandparents. So this is how you know I did my math. I did my work, because a lot of my ancestors have repetitive names. So I had to add the children to be able to know who's who. You know what I'm saying? So we got 36 grandparents on my mama's side, 88 on my daddy's side. So like I can't even sit here and act like I haven't really done the work. I've found 3 people that had, 2 people that had slave status. 1 African, supposedly, allegedly African, that had slave status, but he paid his way out of slavery and became very rich. I have a lot of, see, these people from Massachusetts before the Deerfield raid. I have a lot of people, most of my indigenous American family are from the shoreline, all the way up and down the coast. All the way up and down the coast. So let me see your comments. Cool. It really is a good genetic analysis site once you get your DNA results back. Yes. My heart breaks for you. Wait, let me go back. I got so many comments. Heart breaks for you and those experiences in your background. Thank you so much. I really don't know how I'm serious. Sometimes I'm like, aren't I supposed to be crazy? Even my sister said, she said, girl, I would be in a crazy house in a straight jacket, girl, rocking back and forth. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I have the fight of my peoples. Like, I watched The Last of Mohicans yesterday and I cried so hard. I just broke down. I'm like, what did we go through? And who are we now? You know? And then, you know, it's just sad. It's just sad the way we do each other. Because I've had Africans treat me like crap. And I was just like, well, I thought you were, I was your people. Why are you doing this to me? Yes. Yes. And it still is. Especially with us being under this class title. Yeah, it is. It is. And my mother in North Carolina is so, I'm writing a book, but it's not going to be like a book, like how I'm telling you everything. It's going to be a memoir. I'm going to put it in a certain rhythm. My mother was born in 1914 on a plantation. My mother, who brought me home from the hospital, she adopted me. She was 65 years old. I was 2 months. There's more to that story. I'm going to leave it alone. When I looked her up, the first thing I found was, you know, like the census thing for the land. when she was getting paid. And I remember her telling me, about not having no shoes. They had no bathroom. They used to have an outhouse in the back. Oh, yeah, my true ancestry is the bomb. Yo, you have to go see. The only thing about, hold that thought, because I want to go back to that. But you have to learn how to read stuff, and you have to remember time matters. Time matters. So as I'm looking at the, I guess you would say the land schedule. I don't even know if it was a census, but it was like owner, and it was like household, and it was like who did what, sex, age, how much they was getting paid. My mother went to the military, I believe, to just leave the States because they was drafting men, and women was taking their sons and their brothers and their fathers to go sign them away, and they didn't even want to do that. I have a lot of those documents. My mother signed herself away in World War II. And she was in the military for a long time, touring overseas because she didn't want to be here. And I do remember she told me that. She said, America just wasn't nice. They weren't nice to us as the people. She said, I'm Cherokee and I can't tell nobody. She never told me she was African, though. She never. And when I was going to school, they wasn't calling us African Americans. So I don't even know when that happened, to be honest. But I wasn't paying attention. I was running the streets. I'm not going to lie. Well, I would never lie. I'm going to always tell the truth. I was running the streets because I didn't know who I was. They told me the most detrimental story ever. I'm like, well, where did I come from? And they told me this one sentence, and from that point on, that's what I believed that I was. And until a year ago, I did my test 16 months ago. It definitely was employment. I see that it was employment. And I see where civil rights, the few instances of civil rights, because there was more than one. It's a lot. It's a lot. I could see where they thought that they were actually gaining traction, but they were focused on the wrong thing. I think that focusing on government, state is not where it's at. You have to govern self at least enough to where they'll listen to you. Slavery was employment. Well, if you look online, a lot of them are Asian. And when they say Asian, you would think like recently. No, I'm talking about 9,000 BC. I pulled up something on there from 9,000 BC. And I believe them too. Because, let me see. I'm going to cut take myself out of here. And I'm put my map up. Okay? This is my true ancestry map. Now look over here where 1325 AD is at. When I use GED match, JED match, I pulled up a population for Beringian people. Yes, honey. It's a lot. It's a lot. But that's not recent. But I ain't gonna lie, I thought everything was totally ancient. They're calling our ancestors here ancient. This is not ancient. This is what I just was showing you on my tree. This is Massachusetts with the Deerfield raid. That's one of my peoples. on my tree. And then there's more people on my tree on here. Do you see this? These are Aztecs. I can't even pronounce something. I can't pronounce it. And oh, excuse me. These are real mansions. There's one up here too. Oh no, there's another one. I'm gonna show you the other map too. I never expected to see like 15, 16, 1700 on it. I ain't gonna lie. See, here's the other one showing. This is my family right here. I know it is. And these are the enslaved people in Maryland. But I also have, I'm honestly, if I really want to say, looking at my tree, who I am really from on all my trees, I am American Euro. That's why I refuse to put European first. Forgive me. I'm American Euro. Period. I have admixtures, and even if I want to go there, I'm just American. I have European admixtures. Yeah, they were like literally selling us in our land to these people in the name of Jesus, God, or whatever religion for the day was. So it's like I get the admixtures. This is why I wanted to bring up the thing about ethnicity. Don't slip on it. Don't slip on it, but just know it's a guess. It's a guess because mine has changed 3 times. I was 44% Nigerian, and I've seen Africans' ethnicity on these things, and they're 100%, 80%. That's African. I have admixtures of everything. The Mayan and Aztecs also lived in Georgia and South Carolina, and I just showed earlier in the video. You can go back and see Georgia and South Carolina and my family. That's where my family is from. Go all the way up and down. Even today, you can literally see. I ought to show you that. You can see all my 14,000 relatives in Europe and Americas. Not one match in Africa yet. I'm hoping that I do find a match because I want them to tell me who these people are and what tribe are they from. Because they have a right to have, like, I don't even want to I'll be getting emotional about that part. When you lost out here amongst people who are telling you who you are, they hurt you. And I don't know how those people died or like what happened to them, but like it be bothering me. Like at night, sometimes I be thinking about these people. Like their family don't even know where they are. I'm not saying we're not acknowledging them, but we don't know each other. We don't know our families. Y'all forgive me. Don't tell nobody I was on here crying. Shucky ducky. Yours is identical almost, for real? Forgive me. Hold on, let me go back to, I don't want to miss nobody's comment. April, I gotta go. I have family history research classes homework to do. Yes, ma'am. I love you so much. I really appreciate you spending some time with me. I really do. When I say that, I really mean that. You help me realize like I'm on the right track. I don't like running in and out. Okay, you help me realize I'm on the right track, and I love confirmation. You was definitely sent to me by God, and you are so welcome here always. Oh yeah, the Black Europeans. Yeah, yeah. I actually have proof of that as well. I have a. What's wrong? You okay? No, yeah. Okay. Because I was about to get up and call Friday, baby, but we gotta do what I gotta do. That is right. Not to say Germany too. I got a lot of German. That's why my attitude is a little. German and our people mixed is something else. That's why my dad, the way he is, it's coming from my dad's side. My dad rough. There's a lot of Mohicans on my mom's side. That's why them so. It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. My pop-up George What's his name? McGee. Mind you, he was a black Irish married to Magdalene McGee. She's black too. They're living in Ireland. They got expelled. They came here. Lo and behold, an African where they're saying is on a slave log from Gambia. His name is Sambo Gang. Now, when I looked at the slave log, there's 3 Sambos on the whole slave log. Just 3. Neither one of them had a last name Gang. So file that away. That is not verifiable. Here's the thing. George from Ireland, his first stop was never the U.S. His first stop was Barbados and Jamaica to learn how to colonize. Okay? Once he got to the States as a colonizer, he got probably all the funding from the state and the government that he could get. Sambo, I don't know how they met him. Sambo started messing with my mama. How do I know? Well, they have a big write-up in this article claiming they're European whites, of course. And this is an interracial love triangle. No, it was not. It was a black Irish man and a black Irish woman. This woman got with this so-called African who I believe his parents was from Barbados. So I don't know how he's African. Like, they tell the story how they want to tell it if you're not looking. Once you start looking, oh, they're going to retract it or erase it. Okay? Because the daughter, who is one of my moms, all these people, but I don't know who her dad is, so we got a problem there. Because Throughline stops at Sarah. Sarah's mom is Fortune Game McGee. So she's named after both men. So in order for them to even write this article, they would have had to test one of these descendants to figure out who was the dad of this girl. But in my tree, I just put it up there as Sambo is the dad because that's what they're saying, because she was made a slave. But see, back to the part I filed away. George went to Barbados to learn how to enslave and be a colonizer. I believe him and the man had beef because he was messing with my mama. He said, "You are now a Negro slave. Now you're a slave." Turned him into a slave. He worked a little bit, got rich, paid out of slavery, but his daughter had to work for 35 years to get out of slavery, or 30 years, whatever. I don't believe he came from Africa. I think that's just something that happened and they did what they did to cover it up. Because there's a lot of deceit. And I think they was just jealous. Like they had baby mama drama, you know? Then the woman goes and names the child after both the men. She didn't know who daddy was. I already know. I'm not stupid. She didn't know who the dad was. Because if they was white and the man was African, you would have known if the baby, like, why would you have to name the baby? Think about it. Why would she have to name the baby after both of them if there was only 2 whites and 1 African? It's like you really got to pay attention because the deceit is so real. They wrote a whole article about this being a biracial love affair. That's not true. So I'm actually coming after them. And when I get my energy up, because why are you lying on my family? Because you didn't know that nobody of my color was going to stand up. Oops. That's another reason why I want to go to the library and the family thing search. Because I want to know which one is the dad. Whew. Well, Black Europeans were kicked out of Ireland, Scotland, and England during the 1680s to 1800s. Yes, they're all in my tree. I'm by the droves. But don't get it twisted. The United States sits here and talks about they beat Britain. Who do you think them people was with? I don't care if they did turn to the United States, honey. They still, where you think they was loyal to? How did Britain win and he still got Commonwealth here, still paying taxes to the Queen? Because I don't know who the people think they're paying taxes to. Because you can't be paying taxes to little DC. DC is small. I ain't even gonna go there. I'll watch the whole video later. Great to meet you today. It was a blessing to meet you too, April. See you on here again soon. I'll be praying for you. Thank you. And I will be doing the same for you as well, my love. Oh my gosh. I am so grateful for you guys. He said, what's the word say? I feel you. Oh, he says, okay, Empress. Thank you. It really is. It's going to be okay. Black Irish were still being labeled white even with swarthy skin. Yes. I saw one paper that said free black when he got to Barbados. It said free black. And that would make sense because Barbados probably was kind of dark and they wanted this distinguished who down there. You know what I'm saying? Who's learning and who's getting learned on. Okay? So by the time you get to the United States census, he white. My grandmom is white. She wasn't even white. She ain't even come here. She was already here. I migrate and I'm from nowhere. Yeah, that's what we don't understand. And that's what white people don't understand. But that's what I'm understanding. Like, don't call me black. And I mean it. If you call me black, I'm going to take it as disrespectful. I'm going to take you as part of Quo and Sell Pro. I'm laughing, but I'm serious. I'm going to take you as an enemy combatant. I'm sorry that Kanye got everybody upset when he said DEFCON 3, but that is a real, I was born that way. Like, do you understand the mentality, like psychologically wise, what that is? We don't have an army. Everybody got mad like, you're dumb. We don't have an army. I was born psychologically at DEFCON 3. Like constantly in high alert, ready to defend myself or run away. Yeah, that's what that is. It's not calling a jihad on people. Who wants that? Who wants that? Black out, yes. Swarthy skin, yes. My ancestors, Monroe Graham, had the same story. They say he's from Africa, but he said he's from Maryland. This is what happened to Sambo. And then for him, it's just the Fortunes, they had a lot of money. They had over 100,000 acres of land. Like, I have almost fainted in here. I've found so much land. It's ridiculous. You're doing great on this genealogy course. I appreciate it. It's hard. It was so hard until I did my DNA. Once I did my DNA, everything busted open like a daggone. Like somebody broke the dam and all the water just poured out. I really appreciate this. It's a lot. But I do notice a difference between Virginia and up towards Massachusetts and Philadelphia, where I was literally born at. My mother's side up here and my dad's side, there's a big, big difference. They have immigrants too, of course, but a lot of them are dead ends. Like, my people are there, and then it's like I can't find more information, which we see that as a wall until you get to know your tree. Those are your indigenous people. They were only paper trails for immigrants and colonies. So if you don't align with that, and if you don't align with the slave laws, those people are indigenous. And in the names, I have a grandma, one of her name is like Judy Grow. And I'm like, that's a weird, I got all these why is, come to find out, Akamet, an extinct tribe that's extinct as a tribe, but not extinct as a people today. Yeah, you have to learn your tree. I've been sitting with this thing and praying over it. I call these people here too. I dream about them. They all, I gotta say this dream. Before I really got 1,000 people, I think I was like 700. Because I added 300 people in 1 week. I'm telling you, that DNA and other people taking it, it's like, it was like, I was like, oh my God, I don't want no more hints. It was like making me sick. It was so many people. So one night I'm asleep, and it was like an assembly of these people. I'm talking about, you had Indians in there, you had Black British, you had white British, you had Black Germans, you had white Germans, you had Zainab from Kazakhstan over there in Russia, Iran. I'm talking about all these people. And they were all like looking at me, and they're all talking in their own language, and they're like telling me this and telling me all these things. And I'm like, I was like, this is crazy. I literally said, shut the F up. I said it, but I literally said it. And they all stopped and they looked at me. And they all looked at each other and they bust out laughing. And I started laughing and I woke myself up. I said, they approve. Even though they all came here, most of them came here to erase us. I have write-ups of a lot of these people, Black or whatever color. They didn't care what color. They came to erase us. We were not Black when they got here. We turned into that class. They came to erase us. And I was like, well, you didn't do a good job, buddy. How you feeling there? How you feeling? I love them all. It's hard for me to embrace some of them as much as I embrace the others because of the intent. But at the end of the day, I know their destructive ways are a part of me as well. Their loving ways that they may have had up under that destructive stuff is a part of me as well. So it's a growth process, you know? It's a balance. It's a balance. So for all the harm that they actually caused, me knowing that happened and me knowing that I can change that, you know? I can change that. And see, the tree makes sense because when I look at my living DNA matches, all of my matches are mainly in the Americas, the Samoa Islands, and there's a couple over there in Europe. That lines up with my tree. I am American Euro. I don't even want to say Euro. Euro is an admixture, but we can't just erase that the United States happened. So I'm American Euro. That's Scotland. That's the whole UK. With beautiful enslaved African ancestors, because I do have some that were enslaved. But that doesn't mean they came here on a slave ship. I have not found that. But I have found family members that have hypothetical 3 people that come from 2 children and a mom that came, that the family is admitting that they're slaves. So I'm going to take their word for it because you just don't make up hypothetical on your tree. And I match with like 32 people with these people. So I will not say that slavery or the enslavement of us didn't happen and the enslavement of Africa didn't happen because we know it did. I'm just not going to claim that. Why do I have to claim that for? But my family was over here kicking ass. I had to look up the Deerfield raid in Massachusetts. Those was my peoples. We wasn't playing with these people. And I'm speaking from a place of comprehending where I stand at in this story. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the victim. I'm the warrior. I'm not the victim. I'm the fighter. I come from the fighters. We might have didn't win the whole war. Clearly, we're still prisoners of it. But knowing is half the battle. If you know you're in a battle, you might have a better chance of actually winning. Go and tell pro, baby, that shit ain't no joke. Our own family is doing it now. I'm sitting up here, my daughter asked me where we come from. I would be quote and tell pro if I see her and tell her we from Africa, Gina. Not knowing. I don't know where I'm at. Why don't I just tell my baby I don't know where we from? Which I always told her. I was adopted, left in the hospital. I don't know. I found my grandmama and that's all I knew. Thank God I did that. But you know, sometimes we are our own COINTELPRO. Knowledge is power. Child, I be walking down 124 with my head up now. Cause you know they see the Nubian in me. Some people see that. I got Nubian and Makurian and Egyptian in me. Ramses the third, I believe all Negroes over here because of him. Because they was over here. See, we gotta remember, we haven't been to Egypt to see everything. So when they say, because I have this person up here, 1810, you'll see the video. There's a few videos showing this. This enslaved person from Antebellum, Maryland had, one is a Moor, and I also have ancient Moor in me. I'm not Moorish American, no. I'm kin to the real Moor, the actual Moor. This one of these is a Moor, and the other one has ancient Egypt in them. So the average eye, you would say, oh, they came in from Africa. You can't prove that. You can't prove that these Egyptians was already over here breeding with us before anybody thought about conquering us over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was cocaine in Ramses from over here. Okay? Like, everything has to be connected. You can't separate anything from anything. Everything is connected. So, like, even with these Yorubas right here in Brazil, they literally state, this is a Zusti St. Martin slave here. But they literally state they have no proof to say that he came from a slave boat. They could have just pulled up on him and he was already there. You know what I'm saying? And it says that in a document, but you'll never hear anyone pushing this agenda telling us who we are say it like that. They don't want you to think that you could actually be from here. But as you can see, I'm going to put this up. This is my favorite map right here, baby. I'm going to get this put on my... Oh. Oh, you should see my Asia map. I just did that a couple of days ago on Ancestry because, you know, it updates every week. And I said, well, I'm going to share this one because I usually be getting so surprised. I be here hollering to myself. I said, let me holler online a little bit. This person was already here. This is BC up here, excuse me. These people were here. What does that have to do with slavery? 1619. What does that have to do with 1619? 20 odd Negroes. What does that have to do with me? When we was, you know what I'm saying? It's like once you get perception of your own, and my story is not going to be everybody's story. I'm glad to know that you said that yours like looks like mine. That's a good thing. That means that, yeah, we're on to something. You know, we're not going to all have the same story, but we all have our own story, and we would be so much better to each other if we could stand on our true selves. And that's what the world that I'm ready for. And I just want to be part of it. Oh my God, I've been on here for 2.5 hours. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to stop this joint. I hope you enjoyed the live. Yes, I hope you enjoyed the live. I'm messing around, pull up my true ancestry. I don't even want to do it because I need to do Africa. I just did Asia's video. That's the live I did before the one I did today. The one I did 2 days ago or yesterday. That's Asia. You got to see that because Ancestry, my true ancestry is different. Like it was telling me when I was on the free account, we detect you have some American ancestry, but not enough to match a sample, right? But when I paid and got the number 5, this came up. And they won't even give me my regional archaeological maps. They only show me the more. They won't give me all them things that I got from Asia. They won't even show it to me. It keeps saying refresh to show your map. And when I refresh it, it say refresh to show your map. They don't even want me to see that. I don't blame them. Especially the Holy Roman part. They don't want me to see none of that. I don't even care. I said I got enough. All I need is the maps, the Royal Globe. That Royal Globe ain't no joke. So you gonna mess me up? You gonna make me open it up? I'm trying not to. I'm trying to get off here. But I love this stuff. I feel good about knowing who I am. You know how many of my family members lived? And like I heard Will Lex say that yesterday, and I cried like a freaking baby. He was like, "Do you know how many people lived and died and never knew who they were?" Well, when he said that, I thought about everybody I ever knew existed and the people that I don't know exist. And it really hurt. It really hurt to think of it like that, you know? My brother lived here 20 years. He had no idea he was full of all this greatness. Honey, he had a lot, clearly, of this Lenape and this. My brother was something else. So he was on America's Most Wanted. My brother was something else, okay? As I'm sharing this, yeah, look what I did. This is gonna be the longest live I've ever done. And I never went in here. But this my jam right here. And this. I ain't gonna open that map. I ain't gonna open the map. This my jam. One day, if you get a chance, if you have a laptop, I would enjoy you come joining me on StreamYard. I can send you a link in the comments. I would really enjoy seeing your results if you're comfortable with sharing them. Because I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, I was not comfortable sharing mine. See, this is I actually matched 2 mummies. And I actually matched more mummies than that. I met so many mummies in Asia, I was about to pass out. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, I'm feeling dizzy. I believe these people owe me interest. And this actually would be 59%. Everybody else would be down, but I didn't add my haplogroup in there because I don't really know is that my true haplogroup, because this is just information off the samples that they have. It isn't based on my distinct bloodline. So I would actually like to get my blood done and get my specific haplogroups. Even though it does show me. Let me show you the other one. This is my favorite. The guy, a beautiful being from Barbados, told me about this, and I just thank him so much. He really changed my life. Even with the status as being Black, he's taught me some things that I'm really going to try within this year to get pushing and going. This is unbelievable, okay? But then again, when I'm looking at all these daggone immigrants, it makes total sense. Grand Duke of Luxembourg. Listen, I don't know. It's crazy. So I'm just glad to know that, African slavery or American slavery is not going to be on my it's not going to be on my tombstone. Okay? It's not going to be on my tombstone. I want I always wanted to know who I was. I had no idea it was just this simple. I probably have contributed to the destruction of us by giving up my DNA, and I would like to apologize to all my peoples. But baby, it was the only way I was going to know who I was. No one was ever going to be honest with me. And a lot of people just don't know. You only know what your family tells you. And case in point, I was told that I'm not even going to say it. It's just, you never know why someone is lying to you. They may think that they're protecting you. That's where a lot of our truth goes, under the guise of protection. When in fact, it's actually a detriment to not know who you are. If you don't know who you are, people can tell you who you are. And that's, you don't want people telling you who you are. They'll pick anything. You don't ever want to give nobody that power. Chef from the block. Thank you, Queen Goddess. Peace and love. There will be trouble. Listen, I don't normally refer pages because I don't normally have any to refer. There will be trouble. I'm going to put it in the comments. His videos are inspiring. Don't let the I did not write that right. Don't let the title of the channel throw you off. That's actually what drove me to it. I was like, there would be trouble. Ooh, let me. That was my nickname. They used to call me Trouble. So I flew to that page. It's terrible. I flew to that page. I'm gonna put it on the screen. There will be trouble. Please go and share a subscription. Check out his videos. I like to listen to him. I don't know, his voice is amazing because I do meditation and calming techniques and stuff like that. I can listen to him. I had his videos on and just let it play. So to make you think, and unconventional, solid. I like his channel. I don't even know how I found him. It's just one day he was just on my channel, on my timeline. And I'm so grateful that my algorithm is bringing you good people in my life. This is what I need. This is what I want. And this is what we have. Please, 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 please like and share. I appreciate all of the comments and all of the new viewers and new subscriptions that we have on the block. I am humbled by your presence and I'm grateful for you. Make sure that you stay safe and aware. We just had COVID and we beat COVID's behind. Unvaccinated. God is so good to me, and I hope He continues to be good to you as well. I enjoyed your 2 hours and 33 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you for spending your energy with me, your currency, your time. It is valued here, and you have made me feel more balanced than I was when I got on here. I appreciate you accepting me sharing my journey. It's been hard to build my channel because a lot of people, aren't interested in stuff that don't have no drama in it and trauma. I don't have a lot of trauma and drama porn, but I will be writing a book and it is going to be juicy. And I hope that each and every one of you will support this process that I'm going through of becoming a better me. So I can be a better me to you guys, to myself first, but to you guys. Anywho, I love you. Please, again, please safe and aware. Be safe and aware. Pay attention to your surroundings. We are living in some strange times. Stuff is being revealed about people. There's certain things that people have been hiding about themselves. They're not going to be able to hide no more. So keep that in mind. And again, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate the comments. If you subscribe, you will know when I'm jumping on the block. And I will see you the next time. Peace and love. What's the word? And peace and love to April, my two goddesses, for this live stream today. Peace. I love you guys. Thank you.